Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Ignite SAT Mastery course. Today, we'll be covering Lesson 3 of Module 5, Unit Conversions Questions. Now, just as a quick refresher, what are these unit conversion questions? Now, they're going to look a little something like these questions. Now, what's so special about these questions? It's all about changing our value. Now, it could be a variable like in 20, it could be an actual data point like in 15, but there are keywords that tells us that these are unit conversion questions. For example, 20 tells us to represent the original price of the computer in terms of P, a unit conversion. And in 15, it's asking us to change miles to miles per hour, another unit conversion. Let's try answering one of these unit conversion questions. Now, let's look at 20. Alma bought a laptop computer at a store that gave a 20% discount off its original price. The total amount she paid to the cashier was P dollars, including an 8% sales tax on the discounted price. Which of the following represents the original price of the computer in terms of P? Now, where do we start? Well, these are the key data points. They give a 20% discount off its original price. Then the total amount she paid to the cashier was P dollars, including an 8% sale tax on the discounted price. Okay, let's digest this. What is this going to look like? Now, we know that we need to put everything in terms of P. So let's set this equation. We have P equaling T times D times X, right? X is the original price, where P is the price that she had paid to the cashier. Now, let's substitute all these values. P equals T, and we know that the D and the X have to be grouped together because the discount was implied first. The discount was applied first, and then the sales tax was applied, so it is not associative in this case. Now, as we continue, we can input these values. So we know that the sales tax was 0.08, so we're adding 1 to 0.08 to create an 8% sales tax, and we know the discount was 20%, so we're going to subtract 1 minus 0.2 and then multiply it by x. After that, we're just going to reduce these values to what we have, and at that point, we just need to set this x in terms of all the other variables. And when we do that, we get x equals 1.08 times 0.8, which equals x. And this exactly lines up with one of our other data points, D. Alright, how about now you guys try answering one of these questions? You've had a chance to look at question 15. Let's go over it together. The distance traveled by Earth in one orbit around the Sun is about 580 million miles. Earth makes one complete orbit around the Sun in 1 year. Of the following, which is closest to the average speed of Earth in miles per hour as it orbits the Sun? Well, let's dissect this. We know that we have 580 million miles, and we're trying to find per hour. And we know that the orbit is completed in 1 year. So let's rearrange this. The average speed is going to be of miles per hour. So let's rearrange this in terms of speed, v, which equals the distance over the time. Now, we're giving the distance in miles. We just have to find the time, hence converting the unit. We're going to have our distance be the miles and our time be the hours. And once we get that, we have 5.8 times 10 to the 8th is the miles, times 365, because it's in 1 year, times 24, because there's 24 hours in 1 day. So we first converted that 1 year to 365 days. Then we converted the 365 days into 24 hours per day. And once we go through with this, we're going to get roughly 62,200 miles per hour. And this is going to be answer choice A. Now, some tips when answering these kind of questions. Recognize what the unit conversion is, and what variable you generally need to solve these. Then you need the context of the question. Is it asking for average speed? Is it asking for the original price? Is it asking to represent another variable in terms of something else? These are important factors to know. Then you're going to convert. You're going to start converting your unknown variable into the known unit that you want. And finally, you're going to verify that this is one of the answer choices, or at least is close to. And this is a surefire way you will get these questions correct. Next time, we're going to be looking at triangle rules on the math section of the SAT.